How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice.
See, he gets it.
I was like, I don't know how much. Like 800 pounds?
Fuck. Anyways, welcome to Pub Crew, everyone.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Pub Crew. As you can see, we are on location here at Lane 41 inside of El Paso, an El Paso institution at 11144 Pelicano Drive.
Did we get that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's funny because like people already know El Paso, but I don't think people know the actual address. They know where it is.
Everyone knows El Paso at this point. Like, it's iconic of El Paso at this point to say. Like, I think everyone has a El Paso story from all the decades, to be honest with you. Which, that's awesome, because everyone can be like, oh, we're going to go to El Paso. Oh, hell yeah. Because you can go there either just to bowl or, I usually go there to shoot pool. So that's awesome. And now, we have an awesome craft beer bar that just opened up here. Lane 41, they got an awesome selection of craft beer from local to all over Texas to I think some of the West Coast and East from Mexico. All over Mexico, right? Yeah, got a lot. They got a big selection here. Definitely come check them out. I'm very rude. Vic, you're just as rude too. We didn't introduce our guest, so it's not all on me.
I like how he's just shifting the blame. That's all he's doing. He's trying to shift the blame.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
You gotta pass the ball, man.
We are joined today by Anthony, who is proprietor of these establishments.
Was that like your cue for him to introduce himself and you just didn't tell him anything at all? Yeah. You gotta run these things by us.
Does it look like we for cue cards?
Yeah. You gotta run these things by us. We're not gonna know.
Bold of you to assume I run.
Yeah. Well, my name's Anthony. I'm the bar manager here at El Paso.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are very excited to be here. Mm-hmm. We know that this place is fairly new. You guys barely opened up. How's that been for you guys, like preparing for Lane 41 opening and everything?
Yeah, we did a lot of preparation to get this going. Lane 41's been around since 2014. We decided to rebrand it after the pandemic. We closed. We reopened in January of this year. We did not open this location. We had our other bar open. So come June, we started planning to get this guy open. We rebranded it. We started talking to folks about craft beer and what it means to them and what brands and what types of beer we could bring in here. It's a growing market. It's been a growing market for some time.
Most definitely.
There's people out there who don't really know what craft beer is. There's people out there who love craft beer. So one thing about this place is the demographic goes from minors, not that we would give minors beer, but all the way up to the elderly. And we've already seen that since we've opened this place. Since we reopened 41, we've seen people come in. What's craft beer? Can you tell us just a little education? Craft beer drinker. I've never had a craft beer before. What can I do? I drink Bud Light. And then we can pitch them some of the easier beers to get into, some of the beers that'll get you hooked on craft and get you knowledgeable and understanding and asking questions and things of that nature. So we've seen it already start coming to but
it's awesome.
It's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and you guys definitely have the product to back all that up. You guys definitely have everything to cover pretty much all sides of the spectrum there and in between. And it's also, your selection of local brews is awesome. Like, it's not just one. It's, for sure, if you guys have been watching the show, it's almost everywhere we've been.
Yeah. If
not everywhere that we've been locally, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And then you got a lot of the New Mexico breweries in there, too, which, one day.
Yeah,
one day.
We'll go there.
Uh-huh.
I think we should just talk about what we're going to be drinking right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know we all picked Blazing Tree, which is a great El Paso brewery.
Can't go wrong.
They've been around for a little bit. I actually got the peanut butter brown ale because I've never had it before. It's one of their staples, I know.
We were just talking about that. And I was like, I don't think I've seen you drink it.
No, I usually go for their wilder stuff.
Yeah.
Like their Big Bad Wolf was really good. That was a bacon beer that they had. It was super crazy. There's Dock Star, which is their New England IPA. I kind of gravitate more towards those things, but I'm very excited to give this a try.
I went with the Honey Hefeweizen Blazing Tree as well. I usually go between this one or the Porter, and the brown somewhere in the middle. I feel like there's an innuendo in there, but I'm not gonna acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Almost, and I'm like, I can't do that when I'm trying.
Yeah.
I went with the pecan porter.
See?
Yeah.
Man of culture.
That's my go-to. We've actually had the peanut butter here since before we had this bar into a craft beer bar. We had it in the other bar when they first launched the product. We were one of the first ones to get it before they started selling with LNF.
Oh yeah.
So we've had it for a while. So people come here for that beer too.
Awesome. And that's definitely like the brown's definitely one of those beers that if you're trying to get into craft beers, that's one to definitely dip your toes in.
Yeah.
It hits home on a few different levels that you'd be like, oh wow, that's we've definitely acknowledged it before, and that's a good intro beer, I would feel.
Yeah, definitely. It's smooth. It's easy to drink. It's crisp. A lot of people like it.
On that note, cheers, gents.
Cheers. Oh, we forgot to say it. You don't have to drink to chill with the pub crew,
But it helps.
but it helps.
Use that one too. Put my name on it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It helps a lot. Like it's not a requirement.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
But it helps.
but it'd be a lot more fun.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah, that's what I was going into. I was going into a Matthew McConaughey.
I kind of
deal.
figured.
Yeah.
But you didn't do the twang.
No,
You didn't.
because it was subconscious. I didn't think about it. It
Was it
also-
McCona conscious? Fucking. Welcome to Pub Crew. We have terrible puns.
So now that the drink's out of the way, why don't we talk about Lane 41? I know you guys said you've been open for a while now. Was it just going around asking people about craft beer that made you guys want to change it up? Like, was it just pretty much like the feedback from people, customers? Or did you guys have we're thinking of going into craft beer at some point?
So it's been something we've been experimenting with for a while, mainly in the other bar. We don't have any craft beer in there right now. No traditional craft, of course, but for a while, about a couple years ago, we started, buying the cans, getting stuff like Blazing Tree in there, just trying to get folks familiar with it because it is a growing trend. And shit, if we would have done this 2 years ago, I think we would have been further off. But we were trying small, and now we've been noticing that it's been blowing up.
Yep.
See these places open up every day.
Yeah.
Most
it's just
definitely.
something people ask for, and especially again going back to demographics, we have all kinds of people that come here, and it's a military town. There's people that come in here from base, and those are one of the things they ask for. They ask for what kind of whiskey do you have, and do you guys have any IPAs, any craft beer?
Yeah.
Those are really the big questions we get.
Yeah, that
Not
sounds
only from
about
folks
right.
on base, but just people in general.
No, you don't know how many people I've bonded over IPAs.
That's his thing.
Especially military people. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about military that they're just yep, I love IPAs. And I've met so many people just by going out to a brewery or going out to a Tin Man, a filling station, anything like that.
Yep.
Buddy's Beer Barn, and just talking to them about it. Hey, if you like this will be good. If you like hazy IPAs, you should try this. Because even in IPAs, there's a lot of different tastes.
Yep.
I mean, they all taste like hops. That's never gonna change.
Yeah.
But there's a variant in hops and stuff like that.
I'm on the low end of hops with IPAs.
Yeah.
I'll drink an IPA. I think New England's probably closer to what I'll drink on an IPA level. The hops, man, I can't. Stouts, though. All day, every day. Let's do this. Or
Before
wheats.
dinner, though, right?
Huh?
Before dinner.
I nap during, whenever. All times.
Some are too heavy.
Oh,
After a
okay.
big meal.
Oh, man.
yeah.
I've made that mistake before. I'm committed to this beer. And then halfway through a meal, I'm like, I hate life. I hate all my decisions leading up to this moment. Lord, why did you lead me down this path? knowing damn well they were like, I told you an hour ago to switch it up. Stubborn ass went with the stout instead. Imperials, man.
Oh yeah, Imperial stouts are super gross.
Something, not all of them.
I just mean gross as like what they do to you is gross.
Oh.
Like most of them are like 10% and above.
Like 10% is the minimum.
Yeah. And I'd rather not deal with that. Like if it's something that I'm gonna be like sipping on, then that's okay. Like if it's cold outside, I would love to have a porter or something dark like a stout or a brown. But other than that, like it's too heavy for me. Like I can't. Unless it tastes like coffee, then I'll drink that because I love coffee.
Yeah, those are usually the ones I like too. Like coffee, kind of like an espresso kind of tasting one.
Yeah.
Those are the spots.
See, that's the weird thing for me. Like I like porters, I like that taste, but I don't like coffee.
Oh.
Well, okay, that's not
maybe
that weird.
Because maybe it's in my head. Like there's alcohol in it, so just drink it. But I don't like coffee. I haven't drank coffee in like 7 years, 8 years.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Because for me, I can't live without it. I feel like it's a very nice dichotomy. Yeah.
It's a need at this point. If it comes down to you have to cut caffeine out. Guess I'll die. What am I gonna function on? Sunshine? It's terrible.
Yeah. I will say though, back to going into a topic on like at hand, I will say that you are very right. The fact that like craft brewing has exploded so much in this past few years. Like you said, 2 years ago, I would have never been able to talk to anybody about craft beers. Like they would have looked at me like, oh, you're just a freaking beer snob, you know?
Right,
like
exactly.
Well, they're not wrong.
Well, I know, but I don't do it to be a snob. I do it to try to get people into craft beers. I just like telling people that they're drinking. He says that every time. I just like telling people that they're drinking subpar beer because there's better stuff out there. They just have to look for it.
But now it's cool though.
Yeah, now it's
now you're
fine.
justified in
now
it.
you gotta step it up and like go with the fedora, have a cigar in your hand for no random reason.
Oh man.
If we fuse, that's what we'll be because I'm the cigar smoker.
Yeah, he's huge on cigars.
Yeah, I'm the cigar aficionado of this group. But if we did that, we fused, we'd be that guy.
I'll have to get a fedora. I'm gonna do it.
We can figure it out.
Fusion rings, so
really?
Oh, nice. Yes. I'm getting a fedora though. That's my next thing. You gave me an idea. I'm gonna
add it to the list.
I'm gonna come up with like a persona that's actually.
It has to be like always the fedora, the cigar, the snifter.
Yeah.
Always for whatever the fuck you're drinking.
Yeah.
Snifter. Why? Just, I want the aroma.
Yeah.
But that beer doesn't. You don't understand.
Exactly.
You don't get it, do you?
I love that. Like, oh well, you pour different beers into different glasses because it's alcohol content and what like what you're getting out of it, which is like the smell, the taste, you know,
the experience.
Yeah. But I'm just like, no, I want it all in a snifter glass. Like, I don't care.
All or nothing, damn it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work in the snifter glass, it ain't worth the damn.
Yeah. Oh, man, but I think it's amazing to see people getting into craft beer. I've tried to get my family into craft beer, and so far, like my dad likes Hefeweizens. I said that like a total American.
You sure
I
did.
Don't care.
I mean.
Yeah.
You're just missing the fedora.
Yeah, I know. I just need the fedora. And like my mom really got into ciders and more of the sweeter stuff. So I think like that's all it takes is for people to like want to try it. Like at least be like, come on, just give it a taste. Like if you don't like it, you don't have to drink it. I'll drink it. You know, like that kind of stuff. And I mean, I'm super excited to see where it's gonna like go here, especially. Because everybody just comes here to like have fun, like you said, play pool, go bowling. Mm-hmm. You know, we've had these bars for a while, but I think this is something new, especially when, like, I would say beer drinkers look at how much the alcohol percentage is the difference.
Yeah.
And I know I'm sounding like an alcoholic, but it's super true.
Beer snob.
Sorry, I know I'm sounding like a beer snob, but I mean it's huge when you go from drinking Budweisers, Bud Lights that are like 5%, 4.5, stuff like that, to going to drink craft beers, which are all regularly above 5%.
5 is usually the minimum, 5.5 and above.
And you have stuff like Craft Rhythm coming up with like 9.6% beers.
And they don't even taste like it.
And
it's amazing.
That's all it takes.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, it's funny too because same thing. People come in here and they ask, "Well, do you have Bud Light?" Well, we don't have it. We have Bud Light in our other bar, but we have craft beer. Well, okay. Well, let me try one. And what's comparable? So we give them a comparable.
Yeah.
They try it. They like it. They come back the next week and they're like, "Hey, I really like that beer you gave me. Can I try something a little stronger?" And so two things happen. Either we hook them in to be curious about the rest of the beers and what's a strong beer in the craft community.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also say, hey man, it takes me 2 of those to get where I want to be. It takes me 4 or 5 of the Bud Lights to get me where I want to be. So it's a benefit, right?
And then you're like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
That's all, because that's usually how that starts. Like I've had that conversation where people are like, oh well, like I have taken friends to like Blazing Tree, Craft, like to all these different breweries, and they'll be like, I haven't been here. What do you recommend? I'm like, first of all, everything. I'm like, I've tried literally everything on this menu, up and down, backwards, side to side. I'm like, but I'll usually get them something that I think they'd like, because they'll be like, okay, you try like a style. Like, well, I want like, or like I'll already order first. I'll already like, what's that? I have this. Okay, I want that because he has it. And they'll be like, oh, that's really good. I'm like, yeah, that's 9%.
Yeah.
And they go, what the fuck? And I go, yeah, you might want to slow it down just a little bit. They're like, well, it doesn't even taste like. I go, that's the beauty of it. But you're also going to want to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take time into your craft of brewing.
It shows. It pays off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll open up the floor for this. What was, like, your craft beer getting into? Like, what got you into it? Like, was it a local? Was it try something in a can? You're like, oh, someone said, like, this craft beer. What got you into it?
I'll say it was probably about 3 years ago. We had a rep come in, ask about craft beer, and me being a bar manager, I'm always curious about what the trends are and what's new, what's coming out, what it means to the public, and is it going to sell? That's always my question in the back of my head when somebody comes and pitches something. Is it going to sell? So, we tried it out. But first of all, it's not what I like, it's what the consumer likes. So we tried it out. I started doing my homework as I always do when something new in the art industry comes around. So my wife and I started touring the little breweries in town. There wasn't that many back then. Now, but we started taking tours of them and trying them out, trying the different types. It's kind of where I hit it off. But one thing that always got me was like, I like to take shots when the time is right. I like to eat food when the time is right. And I'm not saying every place is like this, but a lot of craft bars don't have liquor, they don't have food. And we have both. So
that's a fair point.
That's a leg up for us too. But that's always my pain point. I love going to Tin Man. My wife and I go every Saturday at noon.
But no food.
So I go, or no liquor.
I feel that.
I'll go. We'll usually go eat breakfast, then we'll go have a few drinks, and it's like, hey, I want a shot, or it's already like 2:30, and it's like it's lunchtime. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
That's
always a benefit when there's all 3 of those things, and we also have, you guys know it's bowling alley, so we have bowling, we have pool.
Go change it up. If you're like, hey, I want to go do something, go get a table for an hour or something.
Yeah,
go get a lane or something. It's like, all right, want some food? Yeah, let's get some food. All right, let's come back here. I want to switch it up. Let's get some shots. And then 6 hours later, you're like, my wife's calling me. I had an alarm set for 2.
She was with me 2 hours ago.
I thought I drove us here.
At that point, 6 hours, it might be one life.
It's kind of like hey man, you going home after this? Got a couch? Just a floor. I'm gonna need it. I gotta figure some shit out.
We also try to keep the liquor local in this bar too. So the liquor we have here is, for the most part, it's local or it's Texas.
Here in 41.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we can't come here and get like a Bonitos. We have our Paso City distillery that has some tequila in here too.
I do remember that last time. Yeah.
We've been pounding at their door, going, "Let me in!" Every time we go to Craft Rhythm and Brews,
That's our fault though, because we end up talking with Fred for too long, and then it's closing time, and then it's an hour after closing time, and then we're there drinking, and then we're talking, and then we're like, hey, we should go bug the distillery, and it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and we're like, yeah, they're not gonna let us in. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, we carry some of their product as well. So.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to try it right now.
Hell yeah.
Well, maybe not on the show, but maybe on the show.
I mean,
could be a halftime.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Definitely.
I like that.
Yeah, we're almost at halftime.
Coming up on halftime.
Yeah,
we're running close to the second quarter. Coming into the stretch, we're gonna have to throw a Hail Mary, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Who's winning?
Are you using all of the sport terms that you know?
Most. Not all,
Getting
but most.
A grand slam.
I still got a few.
Touchdown. No, just
I'm running. Stop! I'm gonna run out of words. Hit a home run. Damn it.
Yeah.
Cop the field on first. That's a term, right?
We're playing basketball or something.
Yes. I love that movie. Game, sport, lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to throw a question out of left field.
Oh shit!
Because I asked it, I think a few episodes ago. I don't know if they're gonna remember.
I don't even remember.
As far as like the most, I already forgot what 2 movies I fucking said. What was the most like influential '80s movie? Like E.T. or?
I'm not even gonna remind you what your answer was. Because I'm like, you're the one that posed the question.
I know.
I didn't even remember where he was going with this until he just asked it. I'm like, I remember, but I'm not gonna answer your question. I have my answers in lock.
Yeah. No, what was the other movie? E.T. or
Of the 80s?
Yeah.
It was E.T. and didn't we say Jaws? No, it wasn't Jaws.
No, not Jaws. It was another like
70s.
kids movie.
You know what? I think we had that exact same conversation. I'm having flashbacks. I'm like, wait a minute. This all sounds all too familiar.
Yeah.
But there was just someone else in that scene.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
I can't.
Maybe
The
I'm
one
just
with
remembering
the
it wrong.
Kids that are looking for the treasure.
Goonies.
Goonies, yeah. Goonies or E.T. Like, what do you feel is more influential when it comes to like pop culture and cinema and stuff like that?
Shit, that's a tough one. Between the two,
It's tough, but I'm firm on my answer.
I think it depends on the adults. How did you grow up in the 80s?
Oh, that's
okay.
a good one though.
Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it. Because I'd say Goonies. Like, those movies are both influential to me, but Goonies is like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Do the trouble shuffle, man.
I definitely think the Goonies. That's the thing. I definitely think the Goonies has a lot more
Pop culture, like references.
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah. Like you can quote a lot more.
I think today Goonies is pop culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think early 90s, late 80s, it was more
E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
You're right. So I think from a cinematic point of view, E.T. Like, on that side of the spectrum, E.T. had a lot more on that side of it. Pop culture side, influential as far as where we are now,
Yeah.
Goonies.
Okay.
So how much Goonies merch do you see everywhere now?
Yeah.
How much E.T. merch do you see now?
Yeah, that's very
Unless
true.
you're in Universal, none.
Okay, let me ask a follow-up question.
I'm ready.
Would you rather watch the Goonies or the Sandlot?
Sandlot every day.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay.
tough based on my answer, but Sandlot.
Okay.
Sandlot too, because, come on.
Dude, I saw them like the past week. They've been on my brain. That's why.
Wait.
Sandlot's a 90s movie though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I just wanted to move the conversation from like the 80s to just overall like kids adventure movie or like something like
Do you want to know what movie messed me up as a kid that I probably shouldn't have been watching, but I did?
it.
No. Oddly enough, no. I didn't see that. So parents showed me things appropriately at some point, right?
Yeah.
But not when the first movie, RoboCop,
Oh, dude, when he gets shot at the beginning.
messed me up. But then I loved the movie. As a kid, I was like, oh my god, what is happening to him? Oh, he's a robot. That's awesome. I love everything about this franchise now. I want to
Yeah.
invest high into the stocks of this movie. I mean, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But they'd be paying off now. But this would have been the long con game.
You buy that one for $1?
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh man.
I still think of the original trilogy, RoboCop 2 is the best.
Which one's 2?
where he fights Kane.
Yeah.
Kane.
Yeah.
And then Kane gets put into a robot. Then it's Robot Cop versus Robot Villain. Oh, come on, it's iconic.
I'm just thinking about that scene where he gets shot, man. Like that's all I can think of. At the
Right now, you're back on the traumatized
I'm just
where he gets blown apart.
Damn, my parents really showed me that when I was young.
Yeah, like I think about it because I'm like, oh, I love that movie as a kid. Then I think about it, I go, wait, I was a kid. I watched that more times than I should have.
That's just the culture now.
That's just the culture.
Because like there's shit that I had watched too, and it's like this shit would never fly in today's world.
No, you couldn't release this just openly into the world without all the tags on it now, like R rating. Because that was an R rating back then, but no one gave that much of a shit.
Yeah.
R rating now, it's like, no, you get carded twice going in to go watch it, and then probably fingerprint ID'd, if anything.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? I had the pleasure of watching Blazing Saddles. And that like movie would not fly.
That doesn't fly in today's world.
Past the 90s.
Barely in the 90s. I think even then it was kind of like, towards the late 90s, it was questionable. But it was funny.
It's super hilarious.
That was like one of those where it was like, yeah, it definitely was like, it's controversial now, but at the time it was like, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
And they definitely meant nothing by it.
No, yeah, and there's a lot of that. I feel like that hasn't gone away. Like, if you think of like The Office.
Oh, they could even do The Office now.
Yeah, exactly, and that was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's always stuff that's gonna push the boundaries of what you can get away with as far as comedy goes. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna fall flat and go the wrong way.
Yeah, like I know Paramount came out with that Beavis and Butthead movie.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I don't know how that's gonna fly in today's world if they're gonna stick to traditional shit that they would do.
You know what's funny is the simplest answer to that is it's a Beavis and Butthead movie. That answers it, because like, how's it gonna fly? Did Beavis and Butthead fly back in the day? No. Was it a success? Yeah. This movie's more of that. It's more of that. So if you're okay with it, then the formula's the same. So it's like, yeah, people aren't gonna like it, but then again, that I feel like even growing up, that was the thing with Beavis and Butthead, where people are like, yeah, if you always talked about it, they're like, oh, well, that's not an appropriate show, because it's like, yeah, I don't think it was meant to be. Fucking, we also grew up on Jackass.
Oh yeah, that's.
And they just came out with their 4th fucking movie.
Oh man.
Today.
Oh really?
Like, well, not today. I'm talking about this day and age.
Oh okay.
Well, it's already out in theaters. I think you can go watch that shit now.
Okay.
We're not paid.
No.
I'm not promoting it.
No, but I did grow up with Jackass and stuff like that.
But that's what I'm getting is like that shit. Fucking look where that's at now. That just came out with a new movie as well, new cast in it as well, and if some of these like companies, you can definitely start doubling down on what they did, within reason. Like, I think the only reason stopping The Office is the actors themselves. Some of them don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, I think they just need to remake it.
They should.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be just as good, but they should.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of like the more popular comedies that are on now aren't even on TV; they're on streaming services, which you can get away with a lot more shit on that. Excuse me, and it's a lot more regulated. Like, you definitely could put parental controls on that shit. If it was just on cable TV, kind of hard.
Yeah.
I figured shit out as a kid.
Yeah.
Kids can figure. We all know what we all know what we're talking about. Kids can figure that shit out now. Like on any cable, any satellite, any provider, they'll figure that shit out. You could have the parental code set to whatever. They'll go to the other TV that's not, or they'll just figure that shit out. And that's why, like with streaming services, their account that itself is regulated. So it's a little harder. Unless you leave your account unlocked, then you kind of just defeated the whole purpose.
Yeah.
They'll switch to mom's profile. Well, they watch all the shit on there. Like, what's that? I just started watching it. That vampire comedy? I think it's on FX, but it's also on Hulu.
What We Do in the Shadows?
That's the one.
Oh man, that's a great show.
It is.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. No,
It's really good. I was just recommended it. I watched like the first maybe 5 episodes of it. It is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised by how funny it was because people are like, no, you like. Because at first, it's like a remake, right, of like an older version of that show, but obviously they took liberties with it.
Okay, I looked it up because I didn't want to use this word wrong, but it's very sardonic. Like, it's very cynical.
Hey, don't
like,
throw words at me I don't know what they mean either without looking them up.
I just wanted to make sure I'm using it in the right context. Like, it means cynical. It's a very...
Spoilers! I didn't know what it meant.
It's a very cynical view on, like, what vampires are.
Yeah.
And, like,
that is the
whole
way to
trope
describe it.
that vampires have. They play on that a lot, and it's really funny.
Yeah, it's... Like, I've only watched, like, maybe the first 5 episodes, I think, and it's pretty fucking funny.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that's definitely something. But, like, I think that's on FX, right? And now it's also on Hulu. But that's, like, a show that I think plays safe into what it's trying to do. Because, like, I don't think there's anything controversial, because the whole fucking point is vampires.
Yeah.
That right there, I think, is, like, there's a lot of shit that's not going to really make sense, but vampires, there's your answer. Like The Office, it's people. Real world shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard to write that shit off as like a ha 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 without someone getting offended.
Yeah.
90s fucking, like, sitcoms were a thing. Like, Seinfeld had some of its moments, too.
Seinfeld's awesome.
I agree. Like, I don't know how many... Okay, Seinfeld, Parks and Rec, and The Office are series that I will watch casually in the background doing shit through and through, finish them for I don't know how many, like how manyth time, start again.
That's funny. I would add Cheers and New Girl into that mix.
That's right. You're a big New Girl fan. Yeah.
I like that show because it's so stupid. Like, it's written dumb in a very smart way, and I love when people do that. People making really dumb, like Arrested Development. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very dumb show it's a very smartly written dumb show. You know?
That sounds like the opposite of what Frasier is.
Yeah, or what the opposite of what Big Bang Theory is.
Yeah.
Like, and I watched Big Bang Theory, like, the first few seasons. I liked it, but then it just grew more into that, like...
It was really phoning in on the nerd culture.
Yeah.
Which, I get, that's what it was starting off at.
That was offensive to me, personally, because I had been a nerd and been bullied.
It's, like... My parents watch that show and they love that show, and I get it, because, like, when I go over to visit, they have it playing sometimes. And, like, some of the episodes that play, I'll get a chuckle. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, like, I feel like Captain America. I'm like, I get that reference.
Yeah.
I know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And the way they defend some points, I'm like, all right, I've been there. I've done that with certain things. Maybe a lot of things. Where I'm like, no, Dr. Doom don't do that. Like, I get it. But then there's some times where I'm like, I feel like it goes too deep into it. Where I'm like, all right, that's... Nah.
Sometimes,
Stop.
for sure.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it. Now I'm offended. I want cancel culture now.
I want cancel culture. The most, like, millennial thing that you could ever fucking say.
I want cancel. I'm just saying. I don't know. Just let the shoe. What the hell's in this? Let the show do it. Yeah. I merged the two words there at the end. Jesus Christ. We're at halftime.
Yeah.
We did the blitz and it went through. See? I had another term in my pocket. I wasn't done yet.
MVP. There you go.
Stop using all. I'm gonna run out.
Should we get a drink?
We could be a goat. Greatest of all time. Nah, see? I got it.
I don't think that's just strictly a music term.
Yeah, no, it's not a music term. You're absolutely fucking right. It's a very true
sports term.
No, but you hear it a lot there in esports.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
that they kind of go like.
Yeah, you can hear it in music. That's what I meant to say, is that you hear it in music too.
Yeah.
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 All right, we'll take a break. We'll take a small break, take a shot, and then come back. Okay.
Halftime blitz. Let's go.
Let's go.
And we're back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't
Oh god.
I couldn't help but see that you have a Wu-Tang tattoo.
Yeah.
Who? First of all,
I don't want to sound perverted,
song?
but where's your Wu-Tang tattoo? Because I didn't notice it.
Right here.
Okay. I was like, Vic, you dog.
First of all, what's your favorite song Second of all, who's your favorite member?
Oh man.
Ooh. Member?
That's a tough one, man. I can't even.
I asked the hard-hitting questions
I'm
on
literally.
the show.
Yeah, man.
Everybody gets pissed off when I do these kind of things, but I like to break things down into like categories. So when you say member,
Go for it.
What kind of category?
I would say overall flow. Like
Flow.
the way that they rapped, I think is gonna be like the most important thing for me.
I would say Ghostface.
Okay.
Ghostface.
Ghostface or Raekwon. Commercially, obviously Method Man or Old Dirty Bastard.
I had Method Man.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite is Method Man too. Mostly just because his flow was so I don't want to say commercial, but just like so easy to put out there and have people listen to it. Because he did some really funny things.
That's a good way to put that. Yeah.
He did like some really like he had his own song called Method Man.
Yeah.
You know, where he just did his thing for 6 minutes straight. You know,
It worked. I mean, obviously you can't dog him for it because it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite song, I have to say probably Mystery of Shadowboxing.
Oh, okay. That's super awesome. Bro, I'm gonna give it to you with no trivia. Like, yeah, no, I'm right there. Like, I saw it and I was like, I gotta ask about it because man, like, they were so like influential to me when I grew up because I grew up listening to rock music most of the time, and then I got into stuff like Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang Clan, Tupac, and I was like, oh, okay, like this stuff I can fuck with, you know, like maybe other hip hop not so much, current stuff not so much, but like there's a part of hip hop and rap that I do love, and I think Wu-Tang was a big part of that.
Everybody has their own flavor, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it either. We all come from different, like, I guess, cliques from where we started.
Yeah.
Like, I actually started with more, like, from where my brother was and my cousins were when I was younger was rap, and then I got more into rock. So it was more like Ice Cube, NWA, Run DMC, stuff like that. And I think more of those collabs is what got me more into rock. And then once I started hearing the shreds and the shrieks of demons and the sounds of angels, I was like, oh, I like rock.
Yeah.
I went a little Tenacious D there, but you get where I'm coming
No,
from.
yeah.
But like, yeah, like we all started somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I had my whole Spotify playlist of all my like songs on shuffle, it's all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I mean, we all started somewhere.
Yeah.
By the way, I changed it up to Craft Rhythm's Breakfast Porter. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Which one is it?
The Breakfast Porter from
Yeah.
Craft Rhythm?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the second breakfast. It's so good.
Troublemaker's good too.
Oh,
Oh,
I do
man.
love the
That's probably my
Troublemaker.
favorite out of the four.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Troublemaker, like
Yeah.
for an IPA even, I'm like, that's good stuff.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's definitely a Troublemaker.
I need to run around all of El Paso and just get like my favorite beers from everybody.
What are you doing? Trying to summon the dragon or what?
Yeah,
I'll make a wish.
I'll make an episode out of it.
Okay.
And, like Vic's picks.
Vic's Picks. Kind of mad didn't market it.
It's catchy, man.
Yeah.
It is.
It should be like a Christmas Day special or something.
Oh, my birthday is actually the day before Christmas, so that
There you
would
go.
make a lot of
There you go.
sense.
There you go.
I was
The
gonna
12
say my-
days of Vic.
I was gonna say my Christmas is right before my birthday, but that didn't make any sense. Man,
No,
I think
no.
that El Paso distillery is getting to me.
We did actually try that. We tried a Paso Distillery. I had the
Finally.
whiskey. What was the whiskey called again?
The tequila was Chamuco. The whiskey was Chavalo.
Chavallo. Okay. Really good. Like
Yeah.
the whiskey, I can honestly say it's definitely a sipping whiskey. Like you're gonna want to enjoy it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
delicious though.
Well, I actually prefer my whiskey on the rocks,
Yeah.
and I think it just came from like me liking cold drinks. I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than that. I know you guys were talking about like how the
flavor,
water,
opening it up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's part of it. So maybe that might be why you've enjoyed more of them on the rocks. So you probably enjoyed them more for that reason. That's a possibility. So that's probably why, like, if someone gave it to you just straight like that, and you said something neat, and you were like, oh, okay, I don't remember it like that.
Yeah.
It's because if you had it on the rocks, it's already a different profile.
Yeah.
And that's a possibility too. Which, like, I can honestly do my neat on the rocks. It really don't matter. I honestly go neat maybe 80% of the time, just because I'm like, it's fine as is. Like, where do you fall in the whole pickleback debate with Jamesons? Do you do a pickleback? Are you okay with picklebacks?
It depends. So I'm not a fan of what everybody calls pickleback, which is JMO
and a shot of pickle juice, right? Yeah.
I'll do tequila and pickle juice, which is called a hooker, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, there's a really funny name to that, and I know it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what that's called?
Yeah. I personally won't say, let me have a hooker or let me have a pickleback with tequila. But if somebody says, hey, do you want one? Cool. That's really popular here. Like some of the bowlers that bowl here, they'll get them, they'll order them. So.
Holy shit. I did not know that. What the fuck? You learn something every day on this show. What the fuck? It's called a hooker?
Yeah.
Nice. I got another way to get that word out there.
My wife learned it, and then she just says,
now she's the instigator. Like,
yeah.
2 hookers?
Yeah.
Tall?
Yeah.
If I get a midget, is it half off? I'm sorry.
I got bamboozled the first time she ordered it.
Right, she got a midget? I'm just kidding.
No, I thought we were getting 2 hookers, but no.
Damn it.
We'll save that for another day.
That'll be the after hours.
Dear Playboy.
So then you prefer picklebacks more with tequila then?
If I had to. I would not pick it ever.
Okay.
But
Okay.
If I had
Yeah,
to.
see.
Fair enough. I just wouldn't. I just don't. I've tried it. It's not my thing. That's why, like, when we had John on the show and he was like, oh, let's get, because we were going to do, like, Jameson, and then we were doing TikTok trends where there was, like, these bigger drinks trending right on social medias and shit. And we tried a few of them. Surprisingly, a majority of them are actually pretty good. Like, have you tried Corona with Di Serrano?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised by it. I was like, it tastes like fucking Dr. Pepper.
Well, have you guys ever had flavor Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
That's what it is.
I didn't put the two and two together.
Or Di Serrano?
Yeah.
And they put the 151 to light it on fire.
I never put the two and two together. So it's essentially deconstructed minus the 151 to light it up. But it was really good. I like that. But at the same time, one of the ones he was like, "Hey man, for the show, it was like, can you get a jar of pickles?" And the thing was to reverse pickleback it, which was to take out the pickle juice, fill up the jar with Jameson, and I let it ferment for like 48 hours. Surprisingly, good.
Eat the pickle?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The juice was gross because it was just pickle juice.
Yeah, it like did a fucking reverse osmosis because I was like, it blew me away only because I know I'm the one that did it. I haven't recorded me doing it. I was like, all right, emptied out the fucking juice, let the pickles in there, filled that bitch up with Jameson, sat it there. I'd go like the next day, burp it, take out the air, and then I'm all right. Then when we did the recording, I was like, yeah, it's been in the fridge this whole time. We tried it. We did a shot of the juice first just to see because I'm like, I know it's Jameson. I know it's Jameson. It's Jameson. Straight up to that pickle juice. It had like that slight little burn, like with Jameson, like going down. I was like, this isn't taste like Jameson.
I wonder if the density has something to do with it. Like, going to the pickle,
Yeah.
everything else out.
Because I can honestly tell you, the pickle itself, that's where all the Jameson went. Like we were eating the pickle, I was like, holy shit, all the Jameson's in this pickle right now. This is awesome. I'm like, this pickle looks like pickle. It tastes like Jameson.
Yeah. And I know they have that. It was popular, probably early 2000s, when you'd get cherries, take out the juice, fill it with vodka, whiskey. Same effect. I never said, hey, let's try the juice. But maybe the same thing happened there. Maybe everything got pushed out of the cherry.
I've tried those moonshine ones. The moonshine, the cherry moonshines, where it's like there's the cherries and it's just all moonshine in it. I remember some of those nights.
Well, on that one, I mean, the name says itself, right? You know the juice gonna taste like shit, but you're still gonna try it.
Yeah.
The other thing, though, I would never like. I was like, oh, I got my cherries, cool. I'm not gonna drink whatever's in there.
Yeah.
But you guys are braver than me.
I can honestly.
Brave is a very.
I don't know about brave.
Curious.
There you go. That's the one. Curiosity is definitely the word because it definitely killed a few cats. And I definitely blacked out a few of those nights because I think what one of the formula was that night we got one of those jars of moonshine with cherries in it. We were playing beer pong that night. I don't know if you remember this party, but this was obviously years ago that we had this and we ran out of beer. So someone's idea, I don't understand why no one said no. Maybe it's because of how late it was into the evening. Says, well, fuck it. Let's use that. And the cherries. So the back row on both sides was a couple cherries each. And then the rest was the moonshine.
Yeah, that's funny because I wasn't there because I was too busy getting walked in on by somebody.
Was that the same
in
party?
In a very precarious
I can't
situation.
remember. I'm like,
well,
shit,
that's
was
the
that
one
same?
party where I remember having moonshine in.
I don't know if that was
I
the
got
same.
to edit this part out.
No, we're leaving it in.
No, we've talked about that encounter before.
Yeah, no,
we've talked about awkward parties situations before, so that's definitely on par. It's canon at this point. I'm talking about like that
Thanks,
party
Potter.
where Potter already knows.
Yeah.
I think he's commented on one of the live streams. He was like, "Hey."
Yeah, I know. What an asshole.
He was the one. Fucking. Just so you have like a better idea what we're talking about. This motherfucker, our friend, I guess he was off, getting lucky. And then our friend goes into the room with a bright ass light and just like, sorry, I need my phone charger.
Yeah.
Like not even discreet, just
like there's no reason for his phone charger to be in this room, right?
But he's like, I'm looking for my phone charger. And we're like, Potter, it's out here.
Yeah, and then he's like,
why would it be in that room? The one room no one's been in all night.
Yeah, and he was like, I saw his bare ass.
Yep.
And I was like,
yeah, and he came back out, oh shit. And I'm like, first of all, that's on you. Should have knocked. Or you know damn well your charger wasn't in that room. Did you even ask? Did you even try out here? Back to the moonshine. Yeah, I only remember a few cups. And then... Because I was like, they're like, we'll just do the cherries. The cherries were even more potent than the moonshine.
They're disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I'm not preaching as like, that was a great time. No. I don't recommend any of those things I just described. Even walking in on your friends, I don't recommend it.
no, don't do that. Especially
Be
don't
respectful.
do that.
Knock first, damn it.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Sorry, it was just super funny.
It was very funny.
Because, like, the look on his face, for him to go to, like, hey, guys, I'm looking for my charger.
With a
to
bright-ass light.
Oh, this is what's going on. It was priceless.
I think the fact that he didn't pause mid-sentence, it was planned.
Yeah, I think so. I think he just wanted to be a part of it. I should have invited him in and be like, hey.
Because I have a little more sense than at house parties just to go knocking on any other room that's not the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know where both bathrooms were. So if I ever needed to, bathroom 1, occupied, maybe. All right, bathroom 2, occupied. Bush outside.
Looks like I'm going outside.
Bush outside. All right, let's go. Or if it's like we don't got time, bush outside.
Yeah.
Then you run to all the other guys. You're like, crazy night, right? I tell you.
Awkward hand jiggle of the doorknob because there's that asshole that leaves the light on but closes the door. And
I know, and you're like,
you don't know if somebody's in there or not. So you're like,
and the music's like, and you're like,
yeah.
and then, son of a bitch, there's no one in here. Make me look like a dumb.
The door, asshole, and you close the door.
Yeah.
I think that's what was awkward about one of those bathrooms is someone fucked it up for everyone that they passed out in there, locked the door, so the lock had to get broken. Get them out of there. So in the rest of the night, there was no lock on the bathroom.
Yeah. It was
fucking moonshine.
Fucking moonshine.
I know.
That's the summary of all this.
It was
Fucking moonshine, man.
We had some like really questionable drinks at that point.
Question.
Not only was it the moonshine, it was the fact that we made the Frankenstein, the Dr. Frankenstein, which was a drink that Daniel made himself.
Oh, no. That one wasn't the Frankenstein. That was the fucking
black tar.
pit. Yeah. It was the tar pit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because it got colored with so much food color that it just came out looking like black tar. But it was like a lot of Everclear.
Yeah.
A lot like orange juice. I think was there 151 in it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
And it was like a big old like jungle juice fucking style bowl. And there was like a lot of food color and just turned it black.
Yeah.
So we called it the black tar. I mean, essentially it was killing you just the same.
I think that itself, like, you gotta take back fucking moonshine. It's like fucking black tar.
Well,
Whatever
you see,
want.
you're right, but it's because only I know what led me to where I got that night, which was the moonshine. Because like of that, we all had that, right? We all had at least one cup, and even had this sense of like 2/3 through the cup being like, probably shouldn't commit to this.
Yeah.
I was like, get some water, huh?
Yeah, cut to a friend of ours who's like 3 cups
Oh my!
deep.
No. He ended up with 6.
Oh, okay.
That's what was alarming about one of our friends is that we didn't catch on until it was too late. He had already gone back for. We know he had the 1, and he essentially killed it. And I noticed that because I know when he came back like 5 minutes later, I was still in the same like at the kitchen. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get another." I'm like, "Oh, all right, just pace yourself, man. Like that's." I know what that is. I know you know what that is. Like, just fucking pace yourself, bro. Like, it's still early in the evening. And he's like, yeah, I know. Wanders off. I'm like, all right. And then I leave. Like, as shit happens in parties, wander off, go mingle. Come to find out, I see him, like, 30 minutes later outside, kind of like, with another half cup. And I go, is that the same cup? No. And then I start piecing together from other people like, oh no, he just got that one. Well, no, he had one like 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, is that like his 5th cup?
Yeah. And when it's 151 and Everclear into a
with
drink,
orange juice and something else.
Yeah, it was some like the last thing.
There was a lot of juice to mask the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of bullshit. But the juice masked it enough because of the volume of the bowl that it just made sense mathematically that I was like, one of those is okay. Yeah. A red Solo cup is probably even too much. Yeah. And then someone still had the audacity to bust up moonshine.
Yeah.
I was like, are we not okay?
That was a fun party, I'm not gonna lie. But
sounds like good shit, man.
Yeah.
Now I know a little bit about our lives.
Yes.
You know we're
so
human.
What's your craziest drunk story? No, I'm just kidding.
You're not on camera here. I'm not even covering his face. Yeah. I'm covering his face. I'm not covering his face.
Well, no, yeah, it's just, and that's why we try to be very, I don't want to say professional, but with this stuff, we try to at least be like, well, you know what? We need to pace ourselves. We've matured
since then.
Yeah.
We've definitely, I'm honestly going to say it, we've matured since then. Because, we all have our stories, right?
Yeah.
We've all done that. But, essentially getting the craft beer, like, going to the breweries, experiencing, talking to all the brewmasters, all the different people that we talk to doing this show.
Yeah, owners, brewmasters.
It's definitely, like, it's very educational. And I love seeing the passion and the craft of it. It's awesome. Like, it's a better understanding of what it is that you're drinking. So when you're drinking, you appreciate it just a little bit more.
Yeah, education goes a long way.
Exactly. So that's why I liked it when you said that. Like when people come in and they're like, "Oh, let me get a Bud Light," but then they're like, "Well, no, we don't have that, but we have craft beer." And well, let me try it. That's where it starts. That's dipping your toe in it, and I think that goes a long way. Because like you said, like when it comes to like just showing them the right beer, and then a week later, hey, I liked that. Let me get more of that. Or do you have something close to that?
Yeah.
It's like,
don't get me wrong. There's some people that are like, oh, okay, I'll go to the other bar. They'll walk over there.
Yeah.
We'll get the beer. But then there's like you guys that we talked about earlier. Curiosity is everybody's thing.
That's where we've been into this,
Yeah.
where it's like we're not one to shy away from something
Yeah.
when someone's like, "This is a craft beer." I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, "What the hell's a craft beer?"
Yeah.
In my adolescence, what the fuck's craft beer? Like, what does that mean? And then trying a few, I'm like, okay, I get it. And then drinking more of it, trying different ones, being like, oh, I think the one that really sold me, and I've said this before, is Revolver Brewing, because someone's like, oh, that's a craft beer out of Granbury. I'm like, all right, Texas brewed beer, and then the Blood and Honey is what I was like, oh, this is really good. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that kind of sold it for me. I'm like, all right, so let me, because before I was either all whiskeys or stouts, and I was very adamant about that. And Tim was like, oh, boy, I liked that. What else can I try? And it's like, oh, well, try this. I'm still the same with IPAs, though.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
I haven't changed
Everybody's
on
got
IPA.
their own taste. Like
It is, but I give it its fair due. Like, that's why every time like we try a new IPA or someone has an IPA, I'll try it. Because there is a few that I actually do like, where I'm like, okay, it's kind of hoppy, but there's other flavors in them that offset it that I'm like, this makes it worth it. But then there's just some that it's a no-go. I'm like, look, I tried. It's not my thing.
Like, have you ever tried the G13 IPA?
No, but you told me about it.
Yeah, dude, it tastes exactly like weed.
No, like we've had this conversation.
Yeah,
I was like,
it just tastes
nah.
like weed. Yeah. It's super crazy. Like, it's so hop forward that it just tastes like weed. And I'm not talking about like really fucking like up higher grade weed. I'm talking about like your everyday weed that you're gonna smell. And,
Just your everyday run of the mill.
yeah, like
weed.
whenever you sniff around somewhere in public and it smells like
Yeah,
weed.
oh, they're huff and reefer over
Yeah,
there.
exactly. That's what it tastes like. That's exactly what it tastes like.
Have
And-
you tried it?
I have not.
I don't know.
I tried a few that do have that little like.
We
that-
tried
those
a
notes
few.
of like weed.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried that particular brand.
Oh no.
I think one of the ones we tried was we tried the G13 Sweetwater or something like that. It had like a fish.
Oh,
on
the
it.
420 Sweetwater.
Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
yep.
Yeah.
We've tried that one for sure. And then Stones 420.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't a weed beer. That wasn't like a weed alcohol beer. That was just the.
I swear we had it on 420.
Yeah, no, it was just like.
The same day as that other one.
No,
so I
it's
correlate the two. I'm
If I had
sorry.
to mix with something else.
No, yeah, it's because
You might be right.
no,
I don't think you're
Stone
wrong.
just does like an
Did you
enjoy.
roofie me?
Yeah, a weed roofie. Like I just, but
You poisoned me with marijuanas?
Try this brownie.
It was.
oh man, no, we can't talk about that because one of my friends, my friends
I feel like we already did.
like my friends, most of them like don't partake in any of that. Most of my friends are like really nerdy. They're like gamers. They're very square.
That was the most house square. You like?
I don't care,
straight up
dude.
did-
I don't care. That's how much of a not square I am. Is that I don't give a fuck.
Whoa, easy there.
But anyway,
Easy there.
no. What I'm trying to say is that there was one time, like years ago, I got special brownies for 420 for myself and a friend who we partake, and one of our other friends who doesn't like smoke at all or doesn't do anything, he takes one and he eats it, and we're like, dude.
Like, did he take a whole?
And how he bit into it, like he took a big bite, and I was like,
Ooh.
he's like, that's like a special brownie, right? And he's like, yeah.
And he took
like,
another bite?
Yeah, he didn't
Oh,
care at
no.
all. Like I don't know.
You guys are the assholes for not doing anything right then and there.
What am I gonna do? Be
Stop!
I'm gonna be like, I did tell him.
Throw a
I
shoe
told
at him?
I told him it was a special brownie, and he's like, okay.
He probably didn't know what that meant, the poor soul.
2 hours later, he's playing some fucking video game. I think it was like a Japanese role-playing game.
And he was having an existential crisis.
And he was like into it. And I'm
Wow.
like, hey man, are you feeling good? And he's like, he doesn't say a word to me. Doesn't say any words at all.
Oh,
He's
no.
just like,
Oh no, that's
and then
bad.
he goes back to playing. And I'm like, how high are you? And he looks at me.
5'8".
And he looks back into the game. And he's like, He doesn't say anything. This dude
I'm
is
about yay high.
This dude is completely silent. And I'm
just at eye level, maybe?
Yeah, and he's just like... And
I
I'm
can
like,
see it creeping up.
okay, that's good, buddy. We're good. Like,
Yeah.
I was worried for him when he's just like
Jeez.
grooving. And then like he was like, oh no, I knew. I wanted to try it out. Cause like he didn't want to like smoke it.
But he was okay with Okay.
with ingesting it and
Okay.
like feeling it that
So that's
way.
different then. That's
Yeah.
different. You should have opened with.
But I didn't know at the time.
Okay,
I was just as
okay.
freaked out as you were at that point.
I'd have been worried about that. I'd have been like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
It was super.
We don't have
crazy.
insurance.
Yeah, it was super funny. I'll always remember that just because like he couldn't say one word for like 3 hours.
But he held his own. And apparently instincts was go play a JRPG.
Yeah, dude, his instincts were like
He
I'm
went
gonna-
to a safe haven.
I'm
He's
gonna
like,
go play
this
video
is okay.
games."
This is home. I'm okay here.
Yeah.
I need safe. Where is safe? Here is safe. My own decision. Where they mean worth a damn. Or a game shark.
Oh man, it was super crazy to me. It was super funny to me.
Oh man. Are these conversations cool with you being a proprietor at this location? I feel like we should have screened these questions prior to this.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right.
That's good.
Now,
I was like, you don't have to say anything, but it's
is the
okay.
order gonna be okay?
Well, these are my stories, okay? This is, this
I'm
was
like, I don't know. Were you there? I don't know.
No,
Were
he,
you there?
I don't think I was.
Shit. Were you that one guy?
that one.
Unless you were that one guy, I
I
think
was
we're
the guy
okay.
that brought the moonshine.
Oh, it's like some fucking memento shit.
It's all coming. That was the final piece I needed to put that night together. It was like,
I've been planning this shit for years.
I've been into this fucking podcast before you even had it.
Dude, that's some old boy
My-
shit. Have you
Oh, it
guys
is
ever
some
seen Old Boy?
Yes, both
Okay.
the original and the American. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Both are great.
If there's ever a night you want to be like, you know what?
I wanna feel like-
I want to feel like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like shit. Watch Old Boy. Both like because there's is it Korean?
It's
or Jap-
Korean
Korean,
first,
right?
yeah.
It's a Korean drama, but like that's the original version. It's a Korean drama, and then there's the American version with Josh Brolin, and that one's actually really good too. Like I'm not gonna lie, the American version of it was actually pretty good. It didn't take too much away from it. That it was still like as impact. Because even watching the Korean one was, fuck.
Oh yeah.
That
Dude,
one fucked
My
me
life
up.
was never the same again.
Nah.
I don't trust anybody.
It's a good movie.
I think you guys give me a list of shit to watch. Like,
Yeah, we
You're
are.
welcome.
Weekend?
You're
Every
welcome.
weekend?
Old Boy, look like if you can find the Korean one, watch it. If not, just watch the American one with Josh Brolin, which I'm sure you can probably find that one easier.
Yeah.
It's pretty good too, and you get the point.
The
like
same
it's the
plot
same.
points.
I'll probably
Same
watch that one.
problems.
'Cause I'm not really a subtitle guy. So.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you answered my next question.
Yeah.
Subs or dubs?
Because then I'm like looking here and all the action's up here, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on, fucking god damn it. yeah, I get it.
I will say, if you do like action sequences, there is one action sequence in the Korean Old Boy
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can't miss. It's a whole hallway sequence
Yeah.
that is just one shot.
It's actually a really known like cinematography standpoint. Like it's a really good like fight scene
Okay.
because it's one like shot. Like, did you see Daredevil on Netflix?
Yeah.
So like, remember like that hallway fight scene? It's on that level of like it's just one continuous take, and he's just whooping ass in a hallway, and like fuck, it was. That's where I think Daredevil took inspirations from. It's like a lot of those things.
Got it.
So I'm like, that's actually a good point. That's a good benefit of watching the Korean version is
Yeah.
there's a lot more choreography in that is more on point than the American version. Because Josh Brolin's good, but he's not that good.
Maybe I'll watch the American one and then just watch that scene.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could.
oh,
you
no,
could.
definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Out of everything, that's the one scene that I tell people to watch out of
Yeah,
Old
because it's
Boy.
actually really fucking
Yeah.
good. Like, there's a lot of reasons to watch it, and that's one of them. So I mean, if you just want to watch the American version, that's great too.
And
then
if
just
you've
go back.
seen Old Boy, put it down in the comments. Just, I don't know.
That was the plug.
Yeah.
fucking
I like to have engagement from people who are listening.
We're not sponsored by Crunchyroll that has all your latest and
No,
classic
it's not
drama
that.
Korean.
Do they really?
They do.
Oh wow, that's cool.
But we're not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not.
Check them out.
No, check our stuff out. We have gameplays going up every week. We have episodes going up every week. And we'll be at various locations, such as these.
This. Not these, this. We're here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Like, Lane 41 and Bolo Paso seem like two entities to me. Because, like, walking in here, like, seeing... Like, you can look outside, as you guys can see.
I'm like, I can see it right there.
But this is a whole different vibe. Can we talk about that? Like, I haven't heard any pins.
No, that's not
getting-
what the point of the show is, Big. Yes, please talk about
like you don't really hear the pins like getting knocked down. You don't hear all the clamor.
Which is
and
crazy because I
everything.
know for a fact as we were walking here, there's at least a few lanes
Yeah.
right
No,
by here that
definitely.
were
being used.
yeah.
used. You
Which
don't
is
have
awesome.
any of the clamor of the other parts of the venue, which for some people that's what they want. They
Yeah.
want a little hideaway hole that they can just have a couple of beers in.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
We actually failed to mention they have a live stage like right here.
Yeah.
We're actually right in front of it, which we'll get pictures of it and we'll make that all look good in post.
Yeah.
But we're actually right in front of the stage right here, and that's actually what's providing some lighting right here is actually the stage lights with the bar that we're facing because that's more our thing. But we actually have had a few local bands on our show before, so that's good to know as well.
Okay.
Also, have you guys thought about doing karaoke here? Because I think that would be super fun.
It's up in the air. We've had karaoke here before. So,
Here or at the other bar?
Both.
Both? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's up in the air. So again, we're ramping up. We just opened up not too long ago. So
That's true.
we've had a few nights where DJ's been in here. We're having a band this Thursday. By the time this gets aired, it's too late. But we're gonna have bands in here periodically. So
Every Thursday or just closer to the weekends? Whenever they're available?
as football starts, you got to start planning things. a
Oh,
little
that's
different.
true. Now we
Oh,
got
yeah.
that. So definitely by the time this airs, that's going to be more prominent.
Yeah.
It's football
So
season.
there's-
So definitely, you're right. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right on that.
We'll definitely have football here on Thursdays,
Okay.
Sundays for sure. So again, got to move things around a little bit now. Football's here because that's America's favorite pastime.
Huge.
You gotta,
It's
man.
so
Football
huge.
here is
I get you.
where it's at.
That makes more sense. Yeah. I mean, definitely by the time this airs, it'll be probably at football season or definitely closer to football season.
What are y'all's favorite teams?
Oh, are you really asking that right here?
I'm gonna
Is that
ask
what
it
we're
right
gonna do
now.
right here?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start from this way. I got Eagles.
Vikings.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Ah.
That's crazy.
I respect
we don't
that.
have a Cowboys fan in this episode. Because for me it was the Steelers, but now it's the Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that
So what made you jump on the Texans bandwagon?
because they're so good and they win
What?
everything.
No, not really.
No, like it used to
I
be,
don't know
it used to
about
be
that.
the Steelers like 5-10 years ago when Jerome Bettis was still in
Okay.
there because
Yeah,
Jerome
okay,
Bettis was my favorite player of all time.
I respect that.
Like
yeah.
the bust, man. Like I
Most
saw
definitely.
him knock some dude out and I was like, that's the guy. That's the homie.
That's our guy.
I thought you were gonna say after the Big Ben stuff, you're like, nah, I gotta switch teams.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Well, yes, but no.
Subconsciously that might have
Yes,
had
but
an
no.
effect on
That was
that
the nail in
too.
the coffin.
Yeah.
Time to find somewhere
Yeah.
else.
And like I didn't want to be a Cowboys fan. Like I'm not into the Cowboys. So I was like, hey, I'm from Texas. Texans, Houston Texans, fuck it. We're going with it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I've been an Eagles fan just because since I was a kid, and it's gonna sound bad. It's just that like growing up, majority of my family was always Cowboys fans, or they still are Cowboys fans, right? Especially my dad. My mom's always been the I don't give a shit, whoever wins, because she played like the squares, more like the money side of it, and I'm like, that's smart. So majority of the time when I was watching it, every time I'd see when I get mad the most, it was when they played the Eagles. So I went with the Eagles, and I was gonna be like, yeah, I got the one win, and that's all that mattered. And then little did I know, going into adulthood, that I'm like, oh, that's just the thing. Like when the Cowboys and Eagles play, that's always the thing, because every Cowboy fan that I know, when the Eagles play, they're like, hey, we're playing tonight. Good luck. And I'm like, I don't run the team. What do I? They don't open my letters anymore, so I don't know what they're gonna get out of me. I know they left me on red, so I don't think they're gonna get my motivational speech. If they lose, it's not because of me. They would have won because
all the pressure is on you, man.
I know, right? I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was that bad. So ever since then, I'm like, you know what? We're through and through now. The Eagles. That's what it is.
Mine was a little different. Mine was I used to like Warren Moon, quarterback for the Houston Oilers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they got rid of the franchise early '90s.
Yeah.
Warren Moon went to the Vikings, so liked him ever since.
That makes sense. And that's awesome, because that means, like, I love hearing that. Like, sticking true. You fucking traitor.
What do you mean? I did the exact same thing, and then I just switched to another team when there was no other players.
Oilers don't exist anymore. This is different. His team literally got dissolved. That's different.
Well, my homie retired.
Steelers still exist.
Yeah, but he retired, so I'm not a fan of them.
See, going back to basketball, like we talked about earlier.
With the trading? Yeah.
Like, the Houston Oilers went to Tennessee where there is no oil. I was like, that shit always got me.
Yeah. I love that movie because, like, the way it breaks down, like, sports and trading and, like, the way the fucking teams, bro. I'm like, fuck, this movie is good on so many levels.
And then the LA Rams moved to St. Louis and then back to LA.
Back to LA. Yeah. I was like, this is fucking... That movie is... Oh, my God. I mean, the fucking creators of South Park, which...
Yeah, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, yeah.
They're fucking great.
Yeah. They've been around for so long now.
For majority of my life, at least for majority of my life, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And they just signed another 6 year or 6 season plus with Paramount, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For South Park.
Damn.
They just signed it. I think it's for like another 6 seasons or 6 years. I can't remember. But like the point is, they're set for at least the next 6 seasons of South Park on Paramount.
Paramount different now, or is it all under the Viacom umbrella?
Paramount has its own streaming service now.
Yeah, I know that.
So I think they're their own thing now.
Okay.
Which I was confused about that too, because I was like, wait, but if Viacom, Paramount, but then they do their own thing and there's shit that's only on Paramount but not all Viacom, like that would mean it's exclusive, right? So I don't know, streaming services, man. It's like the fucking wrench
talk
in
about
the
how we fucked up and we went from
we let it happen?
a cable bill to having 10 different subscription services per month.
No. I pay for 3.
You gotta
My
rotate.
mom pays for 2.
Oh, okay. You gotta rotate.
My cousin pays for another 2.
No,
we gotta, and then you can get the family pens, and then it's
exactly.
It all just rotates. It's fine. It's fine.
I need people for my Spotify family plan. Like,
I'm selfish. I just only got. Well, hold on. I got my Spotify plan because of Hulu.
oh, okay. Oh, I'll just get Hulu then.
Yeah, because it's literally a deal. Like it was like, yeah, if you did Hulu, you get Spotify Premium for free.
Oh, fuck it.
So that was the only reason years ago why I got Spotify Premium, because I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Because, like, I listen to music more than anything. Like, I'm one of those people that, like, lays down and listens to full albums and, like, just feels the existential dread of life. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you relate to that?
I can't say I can.
Yeah.
I'm like,
nobody
I
can.
can listen to music. I don't know, existential dread or Doctor Strange level of, leaving my body.
Yeah, no.
One day, maybe.
Yeah.
I could only hope.
But no, I love listening to full albums. I love listening to classical music and stuff like that. So it's always like hours of music that I'm like listening to. And that's why I don't watch things. Like, it takes up more of my time to like listen to things. And I know it's weird. It's weird, right? Like,
I think if I'm road tripping, I could do a whole album. But if I lay down, I'm fucking out, man. I'm going to sleep.
yeah.
Yeah, if I'm just trying to commit to an album, I can't just, like, sit there and listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to zone out and probably pass out. And then I'm not going to listen to the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Like, I need to have it playing while I do something. Like, I can probably have it playing, like you said, road tripping or playing a game.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing Destiny 2 and I'm just trying to complete like weekly shit, fucking bounties and shit, I'll just have that playing while I'm doing shit and be like, all right, this is vibing. Or those I'm like, I'm losing a lot.
Yeah.
We need to change.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's whatever the fuck I'm listening to right now. I do better in silence.
Hey. Hey, what happens? I don't know. I just like putting that out there because I feel like it's a very rare thing to find people that are like me, that are just like, no, I listen to albums of music and like that's how I spend my time. Like,
Can you relate?
No.
Sorry, it's not here.
Exactly.
Vic. I'm afraid you voted off the
Putting
island.
that out there for the folks.
I'm sorry I voted off the island, Vic.
Even on the plane, like I say road trip because I'm up, I'm driving. On the plane, I become the most unapproachable person you'll ever meet.
No shit.
I always pick a window. I'll get in the window. I'll put my glasses on. I'll put my headphones on. I use my AirPods, but I'll put my headphones on so people also.
So it's not like because I get that. You know, I honestly get that because like I use like the earbuds, like the Galaxy Buds, and you can have those in, and people will still try to be like, "Hey, fucking crazy weather," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
I'll put my little pillow here, and I'm just like,
They still try to talk to you like if you're fucking hearing. I'm like, no, fucking you need cans
Yeah.
on your head so people know that's the universal sign for fuck off.
yeah. And that's the only time I use them.
I get it.
I land, I put them back in my backpack. Never see those fuckers again, so I get on the plane.
Do you actually use them, or do like? Because I've done the old switcheroo where I have the Galaxy Buds in, but I just put cans on. But it's only because I don't want them physically connected to something that needs to be like convenient for an earphone jack. That I'm like, no. The earphone jack's just there for show, but the earbuds is actually. So I'm hearing whatever the fuck's coming out of what I'm looking at, but.
Well, I got the Bluetooth one, so they work pretty good, especially the plane.
Gotcha.
The plane has that humming
Yeah.
noise, so it blocks it out pretty well. Has noise cancellation.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Well, I do want to thank you for joining us. I had a great time here, and I really hope the best for this place. And I'll be back here probably in like a week or something, and you can find me here. But I think we're good on the episode for today.
We're at time.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for coming out.
Yeah, we're at time.
Look forward to seeing you guys again, and hopefully it gave you guys some good insight to what we have to offer, and you guys can look forward to stopping in on the weekends.
Come by, and once again, that address is
11144 Pelicano Drive, Bolo Paso. You know where it is.
You know where it is.
I'm just saying, like,
you've been here. You know where it is.
said
Lane
before,
41.
An El Paso institution. Like, there's few places I can name that are as old as Bolo Paso.
It's a staple. It's an El Paso staple.
Yeah, like,
you know you've
not
been here.
even-
You've heard about it.
Not even like the Plaza de Lagartos is there anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bolo Paso's still here.
But we hope you guys come check it out. You'll probably find me here.
You probably find this guy here.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll find me.
But thank you so much for joining us this week. We will see you guys next week. As always, remember, you don't have to drink to chill with us, but it does help. And like, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll put everything everywhere.
Leave a comment. If you do come here, tell them Pub Crew sent you. Let them know, like, hey, I heard about you.
Yeah.
From some guys, and that other guy was there. You know, when they were talking about shit. Let them know.
Do exactly that. But thank you.
They'll know
guys.
what you're talking about. It's okay.
Anthony, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Hopefully you had a great time. I could only hope for that much.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
See y'all next time.